This is the first episode, and today I just wanted to refer to a very interesting trend I've seen happening. And this is a video I came across. I think it was either a reel or a TikTok. I'm not so sure. However, I got this young lady who was ranting online on how horrible the job market is, how he does not want to work anymore. It was a long, over 5 minutes rant on how horrible the job market is. So I was curious and decided to go to the comments, and I found a few comments that I'm going to refer to, and it's from these comments and my experience, knowledge, that I've decided to do this episode to explain the harsh truth and the reason as to why some of us are unemployed, especially the young people coming in the job market. You are unemployed because of how you carry yourself. Because as it is today, what you post online, what you post on the LinkedIn, all that is part of your references. Be extremely, extremely careful. However, let me refer to that video that lady was ranting. So below, there was someone who had attached an article as part of a rebuttal in the comments, and I went to the article. And in the article, he was responding to the rant of this bitter job seeker, because someone who had blamed everyone but themselves for their joblessness deserved, or in his own words, he expected to be answered professionally, logically, and in detail. Now, the commenter did not hold back. In fact, his first statement was, you are not unemployed because of the late stage capitalism that you're trying to blame. Rather, you are unemployed because no one wants to work with you. Harsh? Yes, that is for sure. But also painfully true, for it reflects the reality too many of us are refusing to face. Because when I was reading that article, I didn't see it as an attack. Rather, it's a mirror to me, to you, to everyone, to recalibrate what is happening. Because as it is right now, the current employment system is flawed. That is a fact. And you might feel like every job failure you're not getting, every job you are not successful in is because of injustice. But truth is, from the article, it says that sometimes it's about you. So what did that article talk about? And I want to share with you a few things that I thought were very, very interesting and can help you. One is, experience is not a problem. Sometimes your attitude is the problem. If you are someone who's worked for a long time and you have experience, that gives you an upper hand. But let's be very clear. No one really expects a fresh graduate to have a 10 years experience. In fact, most hiring managers or recruiters know the difference between you as a new graduate and someone who has been working for a long time, but they can also smell a ticking time bomb. If you're fresh out of college and still unemployed, after especially hundreds of applications, this issue or the issue here could not be because of the resume. It's probably how you present yourself, how you've designed that resume. And many candidates might end up shifting to arrogance and impatience, which then gives them an earned sense of superiority, because if they're ranting and they're getting likes, they're getting a following, that can give them a sense of superiority where they believe now they are owed a job, and that mindset shows every single time. You're not being punished for being inexperienced. That's what he said. You're being avoided because your attitude signals trouble. If you are someone who rants, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok complaining, that can come out. And this is seen as emotional immaturity. And remember that emotional maturity and humility are more valuable than technical knowledge, especially when the latter can be taught and the former can't. So that's the first thing, that experience is not a problem. Mostly it comes down to attitude. Number two of what the article is saying, it is that bitterness could be a major red flag. Now, that acidic tone that some job seekers carry, like it's a badge of honor. Because if you went through the comments in that video, you'll see it. Like the bitterness is like, we have to fight this system. You can spot it in cover letters if you are in HR or you're a recruiter. You can hear it during the interviews. Okay, and especially you can feel it in the LinkedIn posts. Now, he says, and this is my opinion, that bitterness is a career poison. When you openly mock office jobs, but you still apply for them. When you see that people with industry connections, but make no effort to network. When you dismiss all advice with sarcastic comments like, okay, boomer, or you will never understand, or you're old. You are not signaling intelligence, rather, you're screaming instability. So employers aren't just hiring for skills, they're hiring teammates. People will come into the company and someone who wants to help develop the team, not someone who is going to bring resentment to the team. Okay. The third part of what this commenter was saying, that soft skills can make or break you. Fully agree. Now, this is my opinion. It's high time we stop pretending that soft skills don't matter and they're optional. Because I think most people do not understand that hard skills will open the door. Soft skills will keep you inside that house. And in reality, soft skills are deal breakers. So here is what employers are looking for quietly without telling you. One is humility. Now, are you someone who can accept feedback without collapsing into defensiveness or rage? That's the soft skill number one. Soft skill number two they're looking for is adaptability. Can you roll with the changes without spiraling out of control, complaining? Number three, a very, very crucial one is communication. Where can you disagree without being dismissive? Number four is self-awareness or emotional intelligence. Do you know how you perceived and are you working to improve it? Now, these four soft skills are very, very crucial. Now, you might be an amazing programmer, an amazing coder. You might be a design genius, but if you're emotionally volatile, you're passive aggressive, or you can't take no with grace, you won't get hired. And if you do, I promise you won't stay hired. The fourth part. Now, the commenter said, you are burning the bridge or the bridges before they're even built. And this is what his opinion is, that many job seekers think their rants online are harmless, but words echo. Trust me. If you recruiters, you mock past colleagues or you trash former managers, what do you think your future employers will assume about you? Okay, that was a very good question I was asking. So no company wants to be your next villain in an ongoing soap story. Okay, no manager wants to one day wake up and is trending. Professionals don't just hire your skills, they hire your narrative. Be very, very careful. Now, a good example could be you are a scrubby or you don't look like organized, but are you willing to learn? You might be a cynic, but are you willing to listen to the other side? Okay, very, very crucial. So what you do, what you're ranting online, could be something you think is harmless, but you're burning the bridges before they're built. The fifth thing said that now rage is not a communication strategy. Going online and ranting is not a communication strategy. If you think condensation makes you sound smart or that anger proves how deeply you care in the job market, think again. Emotional dysregulation is not activism. Rage is not professionalism. If you can't manage the rejection in every unanswered email that you get, because every no that you received, you turn it to a tirade, you TikToking about the same, that's not resilience to an employer. It's actually seen as a liability. And by the way, recruiters they can smell entitlement and fragility a mile away, and many will pass you over not because you are unqualified, but because they feel that you are stable. So be very, very careful. 6, the last part, okay, no, the second last, is that you want a job, then be someone worth working for. Now, here is the uncomfortable truth, okay? If you are directing your energy from complaining into improving your soft skills, your employability, chances are will skyrocket. Now, do this. Start here. Drop your ego. You're not too good for admin work or internship. Everyone starts somewhere, okay? Number 2, practice gratitude. Even if a job isn't ideal, just show appreciation. Attitude opens doors. If you receive a no, just courteous to say, thank you for at least taking the time to listen to me. Build real connections. Stop sneering at networking. You'll be surprised how the job market works superbly well around people who network a lot, because that's how the world works. Now, number 4 and the last one, on how to become someone worth working for. Ask for feedback and listen. Okay? Growth starts where your pride ends. Growth starts where your ego stops. Okay? Now, the goal is not to become like a corporate robot. I want to be very, very careful. The goal is to become a professional people want in their team. Now, the last section of the letter, and I think that was very, very important to you as my listener today, and if you're watching me, is that the truth is this system we work in is flawed. But so are you and myself. We are all human beings. Now, the job market, of course, nepotism, the one you know, is real. Now, pay gaps exist. Some jobs are shitty. Recruiters ghosts. That is undeniable. But you can hold truths at once. Yes, the system is flawed. Truth number 1. Number 2, and yes, I need to improve, or you need to improve. Blaming the system for every rejection while also refusing to self-reflect is a recipe for permanent disappointment. So the most successful people know how to work within the imperfect system while improving themselves along the way. I'm going to repeat that again. Now, most successful people, everyone you know is successful, okay, know how to work within this imperfect system while they're improving themselves along the way. So what is the conclusion that we're going to draw from here? Now, in the many thousands of comments under that TikTok or reel, can't remember exactly, there was one good quote that I want to finish with. It says that you've got an education, yes. You have a portfolio, yes. You even have a following, yes. What you don't have is emotional intelligence to function in the real world. Okay? Now, that felt like a gut punch. If someone told me that, I'm sure I'll be annoyed, but it might be a wake-up call for you and me today, that we should not let bitterness become our brand. There's not known online as the person that complains a lot. We should not let rejection turn each one of us into a person no one wants to hire. Let's not be the problem of blaming. Let's not allow our problems be because of others. Now, because when you become someone worth hiring, someone people trust, someone who brings solutions instead of drama, I promise you the doors will open. Not because the system is fair, but because you've made yourself undeniable. Thank you so much.